Fluke and Cousin Sal. Hey, Todd, you got any nerd nuggets for the baseball game tonight?
I do, and it's a pitching disparity. Jhoulys Chacín, less than 5 innings so far this year at Dodger Stadium. He's given up 8 earned runs. Walker Buehler, almost 75 innings in his own ballpark, 16 earned runs. That can't leave Jason and Sal sitting all that confidently with their money line bet on the Brewers going to this season.
Hey, was Nerd Nugget your nickname in high school that probably carried around to your adult life as well, or?
that hurts, but at least, you know what? I can use my crown as my security.
Oh,
so I'll hold on to it.
In McNuggets, so.
Okay, I want to welcome in NFL Hall of Famer Rod Woodson to the VIP room. All right, last night on Sunday Night Football, the Patriots beat the Chiefs in a high-scoring thriller, 43-40. Rod, did last night change your outlook for either the Chiefs or the Patriots this season?
It has not. I look at that wonderful game with 40-43. Both teams have all the makings on the offensive side. The defense needs to come around on both teams and play a little bit better down the stretch. But what I really like about it is that I think New England is not the cream of the crop in the AFC like we've seen in previous years. Now the Kansas City Chiefs, I think the San Diego Chargers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. If the Jacksonville Jaguars can get their quarterback situation in the running game and hopefully the defense can come back and play the way they're capable of playing on a consistent basis, they'll be in that same talk. And, I like what they did this past week with Kansas City and New England, but I think the rest of the league is caught up to New England a little bit.
Hey, Rod, I need you to talk me off a ledge a little bit. I'm a huge Patrick Mahomes fan. I'm a little concerned about his accuracy after last night. He left a couple of touchdowns on the field when he didn't hit Kareem Hunt down the seam and he overthrew Travis Kelce. Do you have any concerns about Patrick Mahomes coming out of that game?
I do not. He's a good young quarterback. He's learning how to play. He's going to make some mistakes. And he made a mistake going into the halftime, throwing it into double coverage, and they got the interception. Those things are going to happen with young players. I think he's going to grow and learn. You see the athletic ability. You see the Brett Favre in him. So when he gets out of the pocket, he's just as dangerous as when he's in the pocket.
All right, moving on. The Dallas Cowboys blew out the Jaguars yesterday, 40-7. Rod, can the Cowboys keep this rolling, or was this just a one-off for them? What do you think?
Oh, this is just one and done. I mean, they're not scoring 40. They're not scoring 40 every week. And, the Jags defense is a lot better than what they've shown so far this year. I think they've played so well last year, and they believe that it can just happen again, and it doesn't work that way. With the Dallas Cowboys, if they play within that, you have Dak. Dak needs to play with inside of him. He needs to look at the first read. He needs to look at the second read. If those reads aren't there, he needs to get out. And then the offense needs to go around Ezekiel Elliott. He needs to touch the ball 25 to 30 times. He had 24 rushes this past week. He had 1 reception. If they can keep that going, they can score some points because this defense is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. They have played extremely good football, and I think the best is yet to come for that defense.
Rod, it must bum a guy like you out to watch the cornerback play in the NFC, the NFL. But in the NFC East, who would you take first? You say Janoris Jenkins, or do you take Josh Norman? Who's the best?
Oh, I'm gonna take Jack Rabbit. I'm taking Janoris Jenkins. I like Janoris Jenkins. He has so much talent. He gambles. He has bad eyes. He does play with his eyes in the backfield. When you're a cornerback, that can get you in trouble, and it has got him in trouble this year. I think if he can solidify his fundamentals, he has all the ability to make a lot of plays for the football team.
All right, the Jimmy G list 49ers traveled to the not-yet-frozen tundra of Lambeau Field in Green Bay to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers tonight on Monday Night Football. What can we expect in the game tonight, Rod?
Well, listen, you're playing in Green Bay, and you're playing against, arguably one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the National Football League, Aaron Rodgers at home. They have not played to their abilities yet on offense. I think that's going to happen. Defensively, they need to show up a little bit better. But Aaron Rodgers, at the end of the day, this is a quarterback-driven league. And when Aaron Rodgers shows up and he plays well, this football team will play well. He needs to be mistake-free. He can't play like he did when he played in Detroit. I mean, he didn't play good football the first half in Detroit. The second half, he played a little bit better. If he comes out and he's on fire in the first half, it'll be a good game for Green Bay.
Rod, you mentioned how important this game is for the Packers tonight, a chance to move to 3-2-1 in the season, but 2 big games coming out of their bye week. Have you seen enough of this football team to think they're a shoo-in to get to the NFC playoffs, or do you need to see more improvement either on the offensive or defensive side of the ball from them?
Well, it'll be the defensive side of the ball. I know Aaron Rodgers can score points. I know that when he's on target, he's playing great football. It's the defense. I need to see those guys become playmakers on a consistent basis. I need somebody on that defense not to be scared to put their foot in the ground and go make plays for the defense when the big plays have to be had. If that can happen, they have a great opportunity to get to the playoffs.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens defense sacked Marcus Mariota 11 times yesterday. That's also the amount of times Clay cried yesterday en route to a 21-0 victory, which brings the Ravens to 4-2 on the season. Do you like the Ravens' chances against the vaunted Saints offense this week?
No, that's tough for me because I play with the Baltimore Ravens. I won a ring in Baltimore,
all right,
and then
you are well decorated.
No,
okay,
wait. Then I got to go back to my Purdue alumni, Drew Brees, who's quarterbacking for the Saints, who just became the all-time passer in the National Football League. So, you know, I like the Baltimore Ravens defense. I think Wink Martindale, I think he's done a wonderful job. And Wink, I think he's surprised how good these guys are. And I would say this, Marlon Humphreys, I'm very surprised how good he's become because I didn't think he was going to be this type of corner in the National Football League. But this defense is playing lights out. But going against Drew Brees, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. More than likely, he'll be Don in Canton when he retires. You know, he can pick a defense apart. So if they're not on their P's and Q's for the Baltimore Ravens defense, he'll have a nice day. All
right. Thanks, Rod. Coming up, the guys make their final bet of the night as they bet into the future. Stick around.
Daniel's